Okay. Hello, my name is Alyssa Sharp, and today I'm going to touch on a controversial and trending topic, which is extreme tourism. What is it? How has it gotten increasingly popular? What are the dangers of traveling in this way, and why? So, extreme tourism, also known as adventure tourism or danger tourism, has been trending in the past couple of years, especially since the rise of social media. People are seen taking their vacations to the next level, whether that be with skydiving, climbing the tallest mountain, or bungee jumping off of insane heights. People are pushing their boundaries like never before. According to the Sage International Encyclopedia of Travel and Tourism, extreme tourism is defined as any kind of tourism that pushes the boundaries of places, experiences, or industry practice. Things that may have once been seen as extreme or dangerous might not even make the cut anymore, as industry practices and experiences are changing. This type of tourism has been around much longer than social media, but really started to pick up as posting your life on the internet became more and more popular. People were connected with each other more than ever before, and FOMO, or fear of missing out, really became an issue. And then COVID happened. People were suddenly faced with the harsh reality that nothing is guaranteed. It might not even be an option to travel and to check things off your bucket list. It might not always be an option to live life to the fullest. All these reasons combined have a role in the rise of extreme tourism. Okay, so here you see the why behind this kind of traveling. And although these are fun, adrenaline-inducing reasons, I'm here to share how the negatives greatly outweigh the positives. Although extreme tourism has been increasingly popular among the wealthy since the rise of social media, there are negative impacts to this practice, including harm to the locals, health risks for the tourists, and environmental distress. Traditionally, tourism has been seen as beneficial and helpful to the economies where it is taking place. Some countries heavily rely on the stream of income that comes from the tourism industry, but there are downsides to tourism, especially of the extreme variety. Um, these are severe consequences that are genuinely affecting people, especially the locals. As this type of tourism flourishes, people are flocking to certain trending places like never before. To accommodate for this influx, many companies purchase housing options um, for these tourists to stay in, and in return, the cost of living for locals is greatly increased, and some of them can't even afford to live in their own homes in their own countries anymore. Chief among their complaints, as with many disgruntled locals worldwide, is that extreme tourism has inflated the cost of living. Investors snatch up properties to rent to tourists, driving up housing costs. Imagine not being able to live in your own country, your own home, while wealthy world travelers steal housing and accommodations that could have been used for the locals. This is problematic in many ways, and it is only getting worse. Along with these complaints, a more general issue of overcrowding is taking place all over the world. Many places like Venice, Amsterdam, and Athens have been overran. Their infrastructures are straining with millions of visitors flocking to these destinations each year. And the locals are protesting and outraged, like you see in the picture here. They don't want all these tourists in their home. This is an issue being exacerbated by extreme tourism, with cities and countries that might not be used to so many tourists finding themselves straining to let visitors in. Slightly more indirectly affecting locals, extreme tourism is slowly harming ecosystems and draining resources. This has happened in many ways, including depleting water resources, degrading land, creating pollution, deforestation, and the alteration of ecosystems. Because of the physicality tied to adventure tourism, many of these activities are being done in nature, which more severely affects the environment. According to the Global Department of Resource, uncontrolled tourism possesses potential threats to many natural areas around the world, It can put enormous pressure on an area and lead to impacts such as soil erosion, increased pollution, discharges into the sea, natural habitat loss, increased pressure on endangered species, and heightened vulnerability to forest fires. As an example of how adventure tourism is especially bad for the environment, activities like hiking, mountaineering, or river rafting can potentially disrupt animal habitats, erode soil, and destroy sensitive vegetation. Many of these tourist activities happen in already ecologically sensitive areas. And because many adventure tourism activities include motorized vehicles of some form, air and noise pollution in these natural areas have the potential to disrupt habitats. After spending some time going over the negative effects of extreme tourism on the locals and on the environment, it's important to also recognize the risks that extreme tourism poses to the tourists. As mentioned earlier, another name for extreme tourism is danger tourism. These activities, they're all inherently dangerous and risky. Many times, the tourists are not as informed as they should be on safety protocols, or the safety protocols are too relaxed, causing catastrophic results. An article titled Ethical and Medical Dilemmas of Extreme Tourism by Melvin Marsh lays out the different levels of risk associated with these activities. Some of those risks might be relatively minor, such as possibly minor motion sickness. Other risks, however, could include serious injury, such as in the case of the Titan submarine, which exploded on a tour to the Titanic in June 2023. These risks can be wide and varied, and it is the tourism companies who are responsible for educating the tourists about even the most unlikely of possibilities. Even with adventures as mundane as hiking, 4,000 to 5,000 injuries happen annually, and some of these could be prevented. Some argue that extreme tourism is a more beneficial than harmful thing, with many claiming that it helps people stay in shape and can help develop personal growth in everybody. An excerpt from an article by Jackie Truckee on the benefits of adventure tourism reads, "The benefits of adventure travel allow you to improve your mental and physical health. Engaging in challenging activities forces you to focus on your energy or on where you are doing in the moment. Ultimately, this helps relieve your overall stress." While all this may be true, and it probably is true, there are many more downsides to extreme tourism that have potential to permanently harm locals, the environment, and the tourists themselves. These reasons outweigh the potential benefits, which are only possible if absolutely everything goes right. And that's the rebuttal right there. Overall, this type of tourism was created for the wealthy to spend thousands or even millions of dollars on unique experiences that aren't very unique anymore. The dangers of this becoming more popular is that more people who are uneducated and underqualified will spend money to put others and the environment in danger. These reasons just touch the surface of the true impact that extreme tourism has. That is why it's so important to be educated and to be aware of what mark you make on the world. It is entirely up to the individual if that is going to be for good or for bad. Thank you for listening. These are my sources that I used for this presentation about extreme tourism.